Hey everybody, what's up? It's Jaquita with Her Space on Q. Welcome to episode 4. Today is just me. I know the set looks different. I wanted to come talk to you guys personally today and share my truth and my story. There's something that I've been really thinking about for a very long time, and it's really come to me that this needs to be something that I put out, right? I want to start off by saying I absolutely love my husband. I love my marriage. I love our partnership. It's truly one of the best decisions that I've made in my entire life. And I've made a lot of good choices. But being married to my husband and picking this particular person has been a really good choice for me in my life. And so I value marriage a lot. I am a person who wholeheartedly believes in marriage. I also believe you can do what you want to do and be single as long as you're happy. I don't believe in people should be in toxic, unhealthy marriages just for the kids or just to stay and say you're married. That's not the type of person I am. But I think if the person in the partnership is growing you and is safe for you and it feels good, that you should be in it and be with the person that you want to be with, right? The truth is, though, even in happy marriages, there's still unspoken things that women don't really talk about, that they rarely speak about, that you only will hear in a girlfriend conversation over wine, or that you'll only hear in therapy sessions, or maybe that you'll only hear if you're the best friend of a woman who's married. The struggles, or maybe even the desires, or maybe you don't know, maybe people don't even hear that. Maybe only the journals hear it. You know what I'm saying? Or God. Like, I think that is so difficult and vulnerable what I'm about to talk about today. Even for me, I was extremely scared and fearful to talk about this because I don't know what people are going to think, but also because I didn't want to give the wrong impression of how I feel about my marriage, but also how I feel about being a wife. And so I decided to be brave and do it anyway, right? Because this is exactly what Her Space on Q is about. And I'm asking and would like to have you guys share your stories. And I hope that this resonates with people. So why not start with myself? You know what I'm saying? Like, it just makes so much sense to me. Okay. So I was thinking marriage is, well, at least my marriage is very protective. I feel very safe in it. I feel like I can be myself. In that same breath, I also have craved freedom, right? I've craved individuality. I've craved moments and versions of myself that I felt like I have not been or couldn't be or can't be, because is that what a wife do? Is that what a wife thinks? Is this how a wife acts, right? Like, what is my husband going to say? What is he going to think? What are other people going to think about this? Like, like I've been trying to figure out how to be a wife, how to be respectful, how to be honoring of him in our partnership, but also how to be myself, give myself what I need, and be an individual, a woman outside of just being a wife. And I think sometimes, even though that can seem so easy, the intersection of being a wife and being yourself can really be difficult in today's time. You get judged for everything, whether you're red or blue, you get judged for either or. It does not matter. So it's difficult. It's hard sometimes to share some of the things that you really crave and desire. And I do think that there's this stigma that once you get married, you've met the dream, especially if you have an amazing husband who's taking care of you, who's kind to you, who's sweet. Like, my husband still opens the door for me. He's been doing the same thing for 11 years, and he does it every time. I don't care if we're just going to the store. Unless I say, babe, no, I got it today. He's literally coming to open the door in and out of the car 20 times. And I appreciate that, because it just lets me know that he's thinking about me. He want to make sure I'm in the car safely. I'm just trying to give you guys a glimpse and perspective that there's amazing things that happen in healthy and happy marriages, right? There's beautiful things. But I do think that there's this stigma placed that when you have that, you should be happy. What are you complaining about? What is it that you want more of, right? And so I think for me, and figuring out how to be a wife and knowing that my values are transparency, honesty, commitment, loyalty, right? Trust. I'm like, how do I do that and still be myself without feeling shame and guilt for the things that I need, but also without silencing myself and building resentment towards my marriage or my husband or for this life that I have? Even though there's parts that bring me joy, there's also parts that that's not quite being met as a wife, right? And so I want to say that sometimes we second guess ourselves, like even happy women second guess their needs and thinking that, maybe I'm asking for too much. Maybe I want too much. Maybe I should just chill out. I probably need to pray more about it. I probably need to journal about it, or maybe I just need to be more grateful for what I have. And while all of that is true, it's still very true that some of those things you can't just pray away, or you don't need to just journal about it, or you don't need to just think about it and fantasize it in your mind. You actually can make it come to life. You actually maybe want that and probably would be a better wife and woman and more of yourself if you gave yourself that. Women crave play, connection, different energy outside of their marriages. And I don't think that we talk about it more in public and openly, and even with our spouses, because we are afraid that if we do speak up about it, we will injure our partner's ego, his pride, or make him think that what we have and who he is not enough. And sometimes we even feel like, okay, I'm just doing too much, or maybe I'm not that happy, or maybe I'm different, or maybe I need to just be better about this. I don't know. Sometimes we just be very critical of ourselves. At least that has been my experience, right? I've had the opportunity to talk to many different women over the course of my career as a therapist. Couples, women individually, women who are seeking divorce, women who want to get married, women who are dating. I also have my own experiences talking to my friends, and then hearing your voices on Her Space on Q, the Secret Lives of Wives forum. You guys have showed out, right? I'm excited for more of you to share your stories. I wanted to read off a couple of statements that I've collected over the last day or so. This one says, I love my husband, but marriage can be so monotonous and boring. I know this sounds crazy and harsh, right? But being honest, marriage is stability, it's safety. And even in stability and safetyness, sometimes the same things are happening, right? It's comfortable. It's fine. It actually needs to be like that to let you know that your marriage is healthy. But I also do think that there's sometimes that it's like we need some more adventure. We need some more spice. Or we've had this same type of relationship and we do it the same way every day and every time. And so I need something different. Maybe both of you are always evolving. So it makes sense that you would crave something different, and that being and doing the same things all the time can feel very boring. And I don't think that that's a negative thing at all, but it is hard to speak up about that. The second one says, I love my husband, but I crave conversations beyond bills, kids, and schedules. And we know what that's like if you have children and you're trying to manage life for everybody. I think it's real, Number 3, I love my husband, but I miss the version of me who laughed louder, who flirted freely, and didn't second guess herself. I think that's so real, right? It's very real. I second guess myself a lot too. And it's because I value my marriage so much. I'm always trying to protect my husband. I'm trying to protect what we have. I don't ever want him to second guess that I want to be here. And so sometimes I'm like, no, maybe I'm just doing too much. I want to go to that dance class. Maybe I shouldn't sign up because it's going to be too much. It's going to be too hectic. Am I really going to need to do that? Like, I'm telling you, it's simple things I just need to give myself permission for. But a lot of women feel this way, and oftentimes her needs get smothered by her role and what she thinks is expected of her to be a wife and a mother or whatever. And oftentimes it's reinforced by society. Sometimes that stigma and that cage is reinforced by her husband because he does see being a wife as being a certain thing. Other people too, they may be like, well, women don't do that. They don't act like that. You shouldn't be out here like that. You shouldn't be desiring that. You got everything you need. What's wrong with you? Right? Like, people experience that, and that can be very silencing. The thing about silence is that resentment gets to build very deeply, right? It's almost like you love what you have and you know that it's good, but you are not inspired by it, excited about it as much because you oftentimes feel trapped by it. You feel like, dang, if I can go back in time maybe I would have waited to have children. Maybe I would have waited to get married, or maybe I would have married a different person, or maybe I would have done and tried all these different things before I got married. And we say that because we fear that if the things that we maybe want to try now, our spouses may not be on board with. And so it's like, how do I be me and continue to have this spark in my life that I give myself, and still be committed and loyal to and honest and transparent with someone else whom I love deeply and care about and want to spend the rest of my life with? That intersection, again, can be very challenging for many women, probably men too, but we're talking about women right now. So I just want to say that. And even though the silence protects the comfort, so there's some benefit in this, right? Being silent protects what you have. It keeps everything safe and nice and steady and tied up with a bow. But it also still sometimes kills intimacy. It kills desire. It kills connection. It kills adventure and fulfillment and joy in this life, even though you have something that most people crave and want and that you should be grateful for. Sometimes it just feels like, okay, cool. Like, it's not giving you everything you want because you don't feel as free as you can. It makes you shrink a version of yourself, a part of you that otherwise you'd be able to do. Like single women, sometimes single women do what they want. They go where they want, have this type of trip, go with their friends. They can talk to all different types of people, men, women, build new friendships, end friendships, whatever. And I'm not saying that the grass is green on the other side, because I don't think that. I think the grass is greener where you water it and where your gratitude and your goals and your intentions are. But I do think that there's parts that each of us can learn from each other, and there's parts that we all can bring into our lives, and that women oftentimes need but don't speak of, because you don't want to interrupt the status quo, or you don't want to disrupt the status quo. You know what I'm saying? Being silent and not saying your needs, or not speaking up, or maybe you do speak up but you don't really pursue it, sometimes it really just shrinks your personhood, your selfhood. It makes your identity, it makes you feel like someone that you are not. It also makes you feel like you're performing all the time, or like you have to be these things to these people, but to yourself, you're betraying your needs, you're betraying what you really want, or you don't give yourself permission to do the things that you want, even if it's exercising every day, like being a gym girly or a workout girly, right? Like, can you really do that sometimes as being a wife and being a mother? It's very difficult. And again, I know that motherhood brings its own challenges, but we're talking about wifehood today, because I don't think a lot of people talk about marriage enough, and how it also impacts a person's ability to grow, expand their lives, and to expand their own identities, and to get the things that they want out of life. It's almost like you get married, okay, boom, that's who you are. Now everything about you is within these confines of marriage, and what you should be as a wife, and what your husband says is okay for you to do, or what he's okay with, without it being an argument or whatever. Like, that's just how it goes for everybody. But I think for women, society can be harder on us, and we can be really, really hard on ourselves. That critical inner voice, deafening. Okay. I just wanted to say in all that wanting more does not equal betrayal. And that's something that I had to learn. And I just had a very deep conversation with my husband a few days ago before I even did this segment. And I realized, and it actually made me very emotional and cry, that like, he's very permissive. He gives me permission to be myself, to do what it is that I need. And he told me, like, hey, as long as it's nothing disrespectful to me, then I'm okay. Right? As long as it's, we talk about it and you can be honest about it, or as long as if it's what you need, it's cool. Most of the time we both probably need the same thing, and we are just not talking about it because of fear of whatever. But he's with me for life, and I'm with him for life. And to know that and have that safetyness is beautiful. But I know that not every woman, even if you're in a happy marriage, has that, because some men have certain, ideas and ideals about how their wife should be, or maybe they have certain experiences and challenges within themselves that can make you feel confined to show up as a certain type of way in order to make him feel safe and like things are good. And again, I'm not bashing men, because I love my husband and I love men in general. I think that marriage is a beautiful thing and partnership is amazing, but the truth is the truth. We can't sugarcoat it here. Okay. So this is again, why I'm bringing you guys the Secret Lives of Happy Wives project, because it's something near and dear to me. I really hope that this project blossoms and that you all feel safe enough to submit your stories anonymously, I did post a form. So I will post the link in this video as well below to just, I want to hear your stories, right? Again, no names, no emails, no addresses, none of that. If you don't want to be seen and told, and put out there, that's okay. I respect that. But I do want to hear your stories because I do think that women suffer all day, every day. And our grandmothers, our aunts, our moms, a lot of people have even cheated because from my perspective, what they think they're searching for is inside of another person and it's sexual. When you get that's fun for the moment, but then when that's over, or if you've ruined your life or your husband's found out that you've been cheating, then what, right? Like, then now everything that you really wanted, and even though you were happy, now it's all disrupted. And I don't think that that's the way to go. I really am hoping that this space brings voice and sheds light on being able to be yourself and an individual and to grow and expand as a woman in your marriage, to be free to have self-expression, to do things that you maybe sometimes would do as a single woman, and give yourself permission to have some of that same freedom in your marriage. And again, it's not about connecting with people sexually. It's truly about whatever your desire is, or maybe even if there's a kink that you have that you want to bring into the bedroom and you're afraid to share it with your husband because you don't want him to think like that he's not good enough or that you don't like it, or but maybe you just need more. Maybe you need more visuals or music or whatever it is. So there is a part of this that's also sexual and intimate, but there's a lot of part of this that has nothing to do with sex and intimacy. It truly is about just being yourself and giving yourself permission to be the woman you were before you were married, before you have children, before you were everything to everybody. Okay. I'm so excited for you guys to, experience this journey with me. I can't wait to experience it with you all. I'm so looking forward to your comments. So please let me know what resonated with you, what connected with you, maybe some things that you're curious about. I want to hear from you. Also, don't forget to share this, like this. If you are on YouTube, thank you. Go ahead and subscribe so you can get updated. If you're on social media, follow me on her space on Q on Instagram, and I will be in touch. You can always follow me on Facebook at Jakita Reed. I appreciate you all. Thanks for tuning into this episode, and I will see you guys in the next episode. Bye.